So this is an issue. It's not easy. It can be very, very complicated. I applaud the sponsor on at least taking steps forward now to decouple this. We were never comfortable with having these tests be used in a punitive manner, and I think that's how many felt. The teachers felt that way. Also, the students were concerned, and parents were concerned as well. I am a little concerned about how vague the language is regarding the impact on the students. Yes, we are addressing their transcripts and their permanent records, but I think there needs to be language added that makes it very, very clear that these tests will not be used in the advancement of the students or in their student growth or going from grade to grade. If the purpose of these tests is to assess the educational process, and let's not kid ourselves, this is not to evaluate the student performance, because by the time you get the results from these tests, these kids have gone on to the next grade. So this is really to evaluate the overall system. And if that's the purpose of this, I don't want to see it affect the students in any way, shape, or form as far as their grades. I'd be more comfortable, we had suggested language that we'd like to see added that says, notwithstanding any other provision of law, rule, or regulation to the contrary, the grades 3 through 8 English language arts and mathematics state assessments shall not be utilized in any manner to evaluate, grade, or otherwise determine eligibility for advancement in grades of any student. And that should be made permanent. I also want to point out the fact that, yes, the commissioner will be promulgating these guidelines, if you will, that must be followed. We will be using the existing evaluation systems until that happens. The problem is if some of these collective bargaining agreements run out before she comes up with the guidelines, everybody has to scramble back to the drawing board. So I'd also like to see some sort of guideline in there for the commissioner to come up with these guidelines faster and as quickly as possible so the school districts can use that as guidance in coming up with their plans. But with that said, Mr. Speaker, again, it's at least a step forward. I've said this before, we shouldn't shun the good in pursuit of the perfect, so I'll probably be supporting this bill, but I'd like to see a little more done, and I hope the conversation will continue. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.